Okay.
And then,
Stacy, who is your friend?
oh,
I have two of them and they participate in my
I
conference
do too.
sometimes.
Here's the other
Oh,
one.
they're twins. Oh my goodness.
This is Poncho and that's Pepita.
How are they? Are they litter mates?
Yeah,
How fun.
brother and sister.
Very, very cool.
Which Pepita, you've just messed up the whole view.
Oh. I had one of mine attack me on a Monday morning meeting while I was doing legal minute, like literally, and it's recorded. I can go back and watch it and stuff. All of a sudden, it just was like in my way. I'm trying to remove it, and she just went nuts on me. So.
That's hilarious. Something about a keyboard is very
very
appealing.
intriguing. I agree.
all right. Good morning, everyone. Are you guys ready to get started? Perfect. And so Zareen invited me here so I can go through the hot sheets with you because that seems to be a popular ask. So do you currently see my screen right now? Perfect. All right. So of course, you know, you have to log into your Netris, go into Matrix. I already have that pulled up. So if you look under this area, if you've never done a hot sheet, it will look just like this. I went through and I just cleared out all my hot sheets that I had in there. It will display up to 10 hot sheets on your dashboard. So you can create more than that, but when you're looking at your dashboard, it will only display 10. So the way that let me go ahead and start with what a hot sheet is first, and then I'm going to go into how you can customize it, set it up, the different categories that you can select. If I'm going through this and you want me to re-show something or you have any questions, just feel free to unmute yourself. This is being recorded, so you can also revisit it and, you know, just play around with it. So a lot of agents set up hot sheets because it's the fastest way that you can go and look at the different changes that's happening in a specific area. If you're specializing in an area, to see what's going on with the properties in that area. I'll show you everything from just sold, just listed, what's back on the market. If a listing just went expired, cancel, all of that good stuff. Now, if you notice, there is on this side of the screen, and I'll try to highlight so you can see it, and I'll just move it around right here. There is a market watch, but what you would have to do is you would have to go to each individual one of these to look at it. Where a hot sheet, once you put in your category, you can view all or just specifically what you're looking for instead of having to click through every single one. And most agents, you know, make it a habit to go in every single day to look at the hot sheet just to see the changes. It might be a property that you've previously looked at with your client, but they thought it was a little pricey, and then it's a price reduction. So that might be an indication that, you know, that we need to go back and look at it. Or it might be a property that your client lost out on, and they were interested in it, and it's back on the market. So that's kind of like the reason why you want to go and set up a hot sheet and go and look at it every day so you can see those changes. Also, some agents will set up hot sheets so they can see the just solds and the pending sales, so they can get a, you know, idea of what's going on in that particular part of town. They can see what the prices are going for. So to them, they're just kind of up on the trends of, you know, what the home price is and what that atmosphere is in that particular property as well. So you can look at the market view, or the market watch section, but like I said, you have to go through each individual one and click on those. So if you look here, you'll have the default, and this is the 6 different types of properties that you can actually do the searches for in the MLS. So you have residential, multifamily, lots in the acreage, commercial, residential lease, and cross property is the mixture of all of these all together. So what you want to do is you want to hit the customize to actually add a hot sheet on there, and then you will name your hot sheet. If you notice, once you name your hot sheet, let's just say we have several hot sheets set up. I can go and I can say, I want to view only the new ones that populated, or the last time that I logged in, all the new ones from the last time that I logged into the MLS. I can view anything that's had any type of status change, just listed, just sold, all of that within the last 24 hours. I can do everything for today, 3 days, 7 days, and then I can go and customize it to a range of time frame. So let's go ahead. And are you guys logged into the system? Because you can follow me. And if you're not, that's fine. You can watch the recording. But I'm going to click here and I'm going to hit customize and it's going to pop up. And then since I'm doing a residential hot sheet, I'm going to keep it on residential. And what you'll have on the right side right here is your menu. So you can actually move things down. So I can take residential and I can move it down. Once I create a hot sheet, I can move it to the very top. So you can kind of adjust this as you need to. You can add, and you're going to add it within the category that you select. And the reason why is those different options will pull up. So for residential, you can search for single family, detached, can't think of all of them in my mind this morning so early, but all those categories that match with residential. So that's why you want to make sure that you're picking on the right one. For commercial, it gives you different set of category options that you can select. You can rename any of the hot sheets. You can edit the criteria. So if something changes and you're searching for an area and you want to expand it or you want to narrow it down a little bit for a specific client, you can do that as well. And then you can reset the criteria. So the two ways that I've seen agents do this specific hot sheet is they'll either name it by the area that they're wanting information on, but I've also seen some agents that when they have clients, they're very specific about what they're looking for, and there's a lot of criteria. I've also seen them also name it after the client. So that's just kind of up to you, and you can customize it however you want. So I'm going to do a residential, and what I want to do is I just want to add. And it will pop up and it will name it residential. So I want to change this. And does anyone want me to do a hot sheet for them so I can kind of do it based on, okay, Stacy, can you unmute yourself and tell me what kind of part of town or what are you looking for me to do your hot sheet? And I'll use yours as an example.
Just think of the worst parts of town, which is,
I saw you doing like
this is where I'm getting all my leads from Zillow from. It's the,
okay. So what part of town are you looking for? What would you like to set up?
let's do Lake Highlands. I'm not very familiar with that area, but I like it and I get calls about it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Lake Highlands and then I'm going to hit save. And then if you notice, it added it here, and I'm just going to go ahead and move this up to the top because that's the only one that's, that I have that we're going to customize. And then what we want to do is we want to go here and edit criteria. This is where you really have to think about what you're wanting in your hot sheets. So if you look along here, you can select any of this, multitude of this, or you can keep this unselected. So your information that will pop up, it can give you new listings, back on the market, price increase and decrease, active kick out, active option contract, active contingent, pending, sold, lease expired, cancel, withdrawn, blah, 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 blah. So it has all of this that you can select. Now, just like when you go and do a residential, quick search, it has the different type of properties. If you want to say, well, I'm looking in the Lake Highland area and I really don't know whether I'm going to do a single family or condo, so you can leave that blank. You can go in here and you can select specific things. So every day I want to look at everything that is a new listing, a back on the market, a price decrease, active kick out, option contingent, pending. So you would select those. And the way that you select them is just, you guys know this if you've been in the MLS, you'll go over them and then whatever is grayed out is what you would select, and you can select multiple or single. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select just a couple. Okay, so I'm going to do all of those, and then I'm going to leave this open. Like I said, you can keep this. For me, I would probably keep that clear. And then you can do something within a parameter of a location. So let's just say there was this house that your your client really liked and they want to be within that vicinity or vicinity of maybe a school. So you can put in a location and do a search within so many miles of this one location. You can do that. It will reduce what you see. So I'm going to keep that clear. And then we'll put in all of our information here as well. So Lake Highlands is in what county is it? Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to click Dallas, and then you can do a specific zip code. You can search for a specific subdivision if you want to look. I know there's been some agents that I kind of helped them with their hot sheet, and they said, well, they only want to be in this subdivision. Well, you can do that and limit that and just look at all the activities in that subdivision. And then Lake Island is a area, right? It's not a
Right,
okay.
it's Dallas.
It's not a city though, right?
No.
That lets you know how much I know about that area.
Yeah, I love it. I've driven through it many times and I have friends that live there, but I'm just not familiar with the streets or anything like that.
Here. And it should be on here, right?
It's 18.
18, okay. And I hate to tell you guys, but you know that the area and sub areas are going away. So in the MLS. So and then you know the sub area, Angela, since this is kind of your
I think it'll pull in everything more or less will be all of Lake Highlands, because Lake Highlands, or if you on also if for school district, you put Richardson. So
what's the school district?
Richardson. So it's
You know what number it is, or I can just search.
No, I just always type in, yeah, like that.
Can you tell I have not had my coffee today? All right, there we go. All right. So we have the school district and we have the area, and then I can do a save. You can go in here and you can put in criteria, but if you're just wanting a general overview of what's going on in Lake Highland, and then this is the category, this is the school district. So now I can go and it's done. So I've already set up my hot sheet. So I'm gonna sit done. So if you look now, here's your hot sheet. So when you click on that, here's all of the information that it's pulled. It's 2 pages. It comes up with 31. Now let me go backwards real quick. So this is all new. Now the first time you're gonna set it up, everything's going to pull in unless you say, I only want to display all of the things that have occurred in the last 24 hours or just today or 3 days or 7 days or custom range. But since this is the first time that we've been in here, it'll pull all of that information. Well, notice it's gone now because I've already said only new and I've, let's go back. Okay. So, so this is all that it pulls up. It'll give you the MLS information, the days on the market, the cumulative days, and then this is what you're looking for. So where is it in this pool of things? So you can see all your actives, your sold, your active option, your pending. So you have all of this that you look at, and then all the properties as well. So when you're wanting to do a hot sheet, you can go in here in the mornings and you could say, oh, this is the area that my person's interested in. I just see that this is new on the market. Or let me see if I can find some. I was hoping that we would find one that was either, so much. I appreciate it. Well, I guess someone knew I didn't have coffee and they bought me coffee. Thank you so much. But there is usually one that will say like expired. I know some agents like to go to the different ones that are cancel expired. That might be a potential if they work in that area to reach out to that individual to see if they want them to possibly try to list your property. The sold information, like I said, so you'll know that this house is sold in this range. So if you have someone that's in that community and they reach out to you and they're wanting you to do a CMA, they're considering you to do a listing presentation, you kind of know the land, the law of the land, you kind of know where the price range is going. You can see what it listed for, what it sold for. So this gives you an overview of everything. Now, Stacy, if you decided, well, I want to change my criteria, This is what I originally set up, but I really don't want to see maybe all the actives. You know, I've already set up something where I'm getting notification and I'm receiving all of the actives. Then with your hot sheet, you can go back to your dashboard and you can change your criteria. So this is a living thing. It's not set in stone once you set it in stone. So you just go to customize, you go back here, and then you edit the criteria. And it'll pull up what you previously had, and then you can go through and you can edit it and you can customize it a bit more. If you're working, let's just say you are servicing the area that's like Highland Park, University, Park, and you're looking for a specific price point, you're looking for specific features. Like I said, you can name this after a client, you can put those criteria in there, and then you can go in and you can check on it just to see if something meets that specific criteria. And I think that's been most of what I've been helping agents do, is just hone out to a specific, because it's so detail oriented. So they don't have to go in and do searches every single day. They just let the system, they set the requirement and they let the system do searches for them. So real quick, let me see real quick. Yay, what I would recommend doing it is reaching out to Rita and letting her know that you need the access to the MLS. And so she can get that set up for you. So she'll be your touch person to get you going on that. Okay, so Jasmine, you can do a, let me go here real quick. You can go in the way that I have mine. Let me go to my residential quick search. And so you can kind of see how I have it kind of set up. I actually add additional fields. And when I do searches, I also customize my columns. So let me just do a really quick search, and it's probably not gonna make sense to you or me, but I'm just gonna try to do something on the fly real quick. I'm gonna do a quick search for Plano. Yeah. Right up here, this is the columns that you have. And I actually, if you notice, mine might have a few options more than yours do. So if you hover over this area and you, hold on, cancel. If you hover over the area and you do a click, I'm clicking into the wrong areas here. Okay. Then right here where it says insert column, this is all the options that you can get for your columns. And then you just have to go through there because it's a whole lot depending on what you want. But I know, like for mine, I added the pool because whenever I get into MLS and I'm helping agents do searches, quite a bit of you guys want pools. So I just went ahead and added that on there. I did my, my cover parking, garages, all of that. So I added additional. So all you have to do is click in this area and then insert column. And then if there's any that you don't want, you can remove the column. And then you can also move the column once it's in. Let me hit cancel. You can take it and you can drag it. So however is best for you to read your whatever the criteria that you have set up is, it's just the best setup for you. I would just go in and set it up the best way that you can. And then what you'll do is you'll set your defaults. Your automatic default will go to the MLS default. And I know there's only a set bit of criteria that you'll see in there. And then you can also manage display. I can actually save if I have a, like the column set up a specific way that I want only to look at certain properties, I can actually save that. And one of the options, if you notice, is the agent line display. I can name it something else and save it that. But for me, I just go in and set my default and make it my default. So I hope that helps. So my columns will look different from yours. All right. So now, do you guys have any questions about Hotsheets? It really is meant so you can go in, see everything in one place. Like I said, you can do your market watch, but I don't want to sit here and have to click through each one. And then this market watch will pull in everything. So instead of it pulling everything, if I'm only looking in Preston Hollow, if I'm only looking in Plano, if I'm only looking in a neighborhood in Fort Worth, you know, if I'm only looking in Lakewood or South Lake, then you can set it up by that criteria, select what you want to note the changes in, and then go in once a day and go and look at that. And then that's going to help you, whether you're trying to get a feel for the area, doing a CMA, just knowing what the price points are. You want to see what's back on the market, because maybe your client might be interested in a property they've already viewed, or you know, you might want to farm to something that's expired. So it's just, that's really why you set up the hot sheets. So does anyone have any questions about hot sheets? You can unmute or put in chat. I would recommend that you just go and you just start playing around with it. No questions? Oh, wow, everyone's a rock star today. Awesome. So like I kind of mentioned, and you guys will probably, hopefully you've seen the email already that went out from, I know I got it from Metrotex. I'm only thinking that Fort Worth and CCAR we'll be sending that to you as well. Try not to get too attached to the area and sub areas within the next, I think they said 60 to 90 days, those are going away. So, and then there was a whole full email about why those are going away. But that's been years and years and years in the making. I think I knew about that 5 years ago. They were saying they were going to remove it. So try not to get too attached to that. Start knowing like the subdivisions. You can still do the map, so you can, you know, map out that area, but those areas, you know, will not exist soon. All right. So I think this is part of the program where we talk about contracts and all that good stuff. So Angela, our general counsel's here. So does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, so thank you, Moji. This was really good information, and this has been a great refresher for me. So I've never really customized a hot sheet. So, and I've been in this business for 16 years, and I look at the hot sheets every day. I just have always gone through and, you know, kind of by area. I guess going forward it'll be by zip code or whatever. But I just kind of looked at, you know, everything in like Dallas, you know, I guess originally customize it a little bit. So, but never the specific. So good to know that you can have all these other different hot sheets going and stuff. So I think this is great. So yeah, you guys, we are so lucky to have Moji on our team. She is such a wonderful resource. She worked for the Collin County Association of Realtors and knows the whole MLS system, Netris, inside and out. And there are so many different tools and aspects to it. So, so thank you, Moji. All right, well, appreciate it. Okay, who has any questions, anything else? You know, this is kind of your time, you know, kind of a free forum. Any questions, concerns? You know, our keynote speaker today was Ms. Moji, but so who else has something they want to talk about? Have y'all been to the cloud CMA class that Moji and Jennifer have been teaching? When's the next one, Moji? Because I was out of town and I do want to attend that. I want to attend that.
We're going to have it in September, so I need to get with Jennifer and we can do that. And I know some of you took that. I actually got an email this morning from an agent. She said she got a listing from her Life Cloud training. It was the price my seller and I needed to agree on. So when she did all of her CMA, they kind of understood that. She said, I sent a brief Life Cloud CMA to them before our meeting last Friday. We literally had a 2-minute discussion and they agreed to the price I realistically needed to list their home at. So yeah, so if you guys are not using it, please use it. I mean, it's a fabulous tool. And for someone who's not, I'm a visual learner. So for me, you can give me all the paper in the world and I probably will read it because I'm nerdy like that. But there's a lot of people, when you start going over numbers and trying to, it's just hard to just kind of soak in. But when they're looking at a simple paragraph, when they're looking at simple graphics, that's visual and easy to understand, it just, you know, it just helps out your presentation so much. And one of the things that I mentioned in the class is it's live. So if something was just added and you already have your printed version with you, you can go, and while you're in that presentation, you can add that comp. And then you can also, if that person tells you, well, that house is really not like my house, I don't want to compare that, you can remove the comp on the spot and it adjusted everything. So I'll let you guys know when we're teaching it back again in September.
Great. Yeah, I think that's a very, very valuable. So excited about that. All right. So what else? I know a lot of you guys attended orientation yesterday. We had a great, how many people did we have? 12 or 14, Moji?
14.
Yeah, it was.
Brian. Hey, yay. And then I know Tiffany is here.
And Shannon, yeah. So it was great to get to meet so many of the new agents. So all right. Are y'all I know one of the first thing is have y'all gotten your Supra, your key app on here? So look, here's my cat as mine because I am a nerd, as my Facebook or as my screensaver. So have y'all gotten your those of you who are new, have you gotten your Supra app? So that first time you get to go show a house, you're ready to go, and are you set up in showing time? So those are, you know, two of your first steps. So just making sure, because you may be thinking, when am I ever going to get an opportunity? And all of a sudden it's there. So you want to be ready. So.
Angela, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Jasmine.
Not really a question. It's like a conversation I want to have about what happened to me yesterday. So
yeah, please share.
I was working with an agent and we've kind of gone back and forth. We're working on a deal together, and from the legal perspective, she's like pushing back on everything that we've learned and how we should run a contract. Right. For instance, yesterday, I noticed that she had our executed date for the Sunday, for last Sunday, but she communicated the executed contract on Monday. And I said, it needs to be communicated to me, and that's the executed date. And she's like, in the 15 years I've worked in real estate, I've never heard that before. And no one I've worked with.
Correct.
Okay.
You're correct. And we are going to do, I don't know if any of you guys attended the Art of the Deal class that Zareen and I taught about 2 weeks ago, but that was a whole conversation we had about what is the execution date. And Jasmine is absolutely right. One of the elements is you have to communicate it to the other side. That's when it is. And we had this example in our slides, and I'm going to do a legal minute on it in a couple of weeks. So that shows that whole calculator. But you were right, Jasmine, and you can find some TREC or TAR articles and stuff and go back to her to support you. So
and there was another point where who puts in the executed date? And so that she said that we couldn't write it in, but that is not what we're supposed to do. Like once it's all done, we put in the date.
The last agent to receive it is
right,
supposed
exactly.
to put it in there, because a lot of people will just put it in there, like when the last party that is signing or initialing to do it. But technically it is best for the person, for if you were the last party, if your client was the last party to initial off on it, you have them initial off and then you go in and do the date. And
she
then
said that the client does that.
No, that's wrong. Yeah. You're on top of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that is, I think we're going to go over, there's a couple of new legal changes coming out in September. So that's going to be our next legal minute. But I think the next one after that, we're going to go over the timing and calculation. So very good points. Any other interesting situation you guys have been having? No? Okay. Well, I will let you guys go early today because my son is getting ready to leave to go back to his senior year of college, and I want to tell him goodbye. That's why I'm working from home right now. So, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great weekend, and I'm always here to help. And Moji, again, I really appreciate the great information on Hotsheets.
No problem. And next week, just to let you know, we're having Kathy Harmon do 2 trainings. She'll be in Turtle Creek one day. She'll do the other on Zoom on deals. So if you're, you know, having your transaction, you have additional questions, you've been using deals, she will go through that training. And then I believe it's on Thursday or Friday, I'm going to do a zip forms training. So we're going to look at all the different contracts, bring that in and do it via zip form. So I know some agents use that as well. So look
And I would
forward to
encourage you guys to learn zip forms. I know we really promote, you know, doing the BF Engage, aka ReChat forms, and it seems like most of the newer agents do their contracts that way. But zip forms is a great tool, and if we ever have an issue with BF Engage, you know, all these systems go down from time to time. It's nice to know it. So and all the same forms are there. So I would encourage at some point, hopefully next week, Moji's class to learn zip forms. It's very self-explanatory, but just to kind of know how you get there and understand how it's set out in terms of library and stuff. So
and we actually go through and set up your templates. So if
right.
you should ever need it, all of the populated fields that need to be populated will already be done for you. So you're saving time.
Okay, super.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.